Hi, welcome back to math. Today we're going to do part 2 of yesterday's lesson, which was module 2, lesson 3, write and interpret numerical expressions and compare expressions using a visual model. I took a couple of pictures of the math book, as you can see here. So I'm just going to slip that up here and we'll get started, shall we? If I was going to draw out the sum of 8 and 7 doubled, there should be a key word there. What key word do you see? Doubled, right. That means, what are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to multiply by 2, right? Nice work. And when it says sum, what does that mean? The total of what kind of a problem? An addition problem. So we'll cut our tape diagram into 2. That's the doubled part, right? And then we could say this part here is 8 plus 7. And then we're going to double it because we have 8 plus 7 here, right? And we have 8 plus 7 here. But we could just say 8 plus 7 times 2. 8 and 7. 8 plus 7 is what? 15. Times 2. We bring down our multiplication sign and our 2. 15 times 2 is what?
30.
30. Nice job. So we've shown it as a drawing, and then we did it in a mathematical expression, right? I'm not going to do all these problems for you. I'm just going to do A, D, and probably E. But let's just ask this quick question over here. 4 times the sum of 14 and 26. What's our clue there? Our clue is the 4 times, right? So that means we're going to be multiplying by 4, right? And the sum of 14 and 26 is going to be like that. So we could just go ahead and draw it out in our box with our tape diagram, and we can cut this up into how many pieces? 4, right. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to half it again. That's going to give me 4, right? And then I draw it out like this, 14 plus 26. Okay? And then I'm going to times it by 4, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things, right? Does that all make sense?
Yes.
I'm not going to do that with you. I'm going to let you do it. All right? I'm just going to scroll on up. How about this one? Now this is going to be maybe a little scary. Why is it scary? Well, let's read it, shall we? It says 3 times the difference between, 37.5. Ooh, it has a decimal point. Does that freak us out? A little. And 24.5. So what are we going to do? Well, we can draw that out, just like we did before. How many boxes are we going to have this time inside the tape diagram?
3.
Yeah, we're going to have 3. Why 3? Because it's 3 times, right? You guys got that? All right. So 3 times, that means we're going to be doing what? Multiplying by 3, right? And this one right here is what? 37.5. And what's difference mean? Difference means what? Subtraction. And this is a 24.5, is that correct? 5 minus 5 is?
0.
I'm going to move it over a little bit, okay? So that I can, there's my decimal point. 7 minus 4 is?
3.
3. And 3 minus 2
1.
is 1. So what are we going to multiply?
13.
we're going to multiply 13 times 3, right? So 13 times 3, wow. Wow, that's not very good. That's all kind of getting messy, isn't it? How about this? Is this better? What's 3 times 3?
9.
Thank you. And then 3 times 1?
3.
And our answer is?
39.
39. Good job. Has everybody got that?
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right, now let's go down to F. Triple the sum. What does triple mean?
3 times.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I don't want to do F. Sorry. I want to do E. I said that earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
Wow. Must not be paying attention to myself. The difference between 4 25ths and 3 25ths. Ooh, how do I draw that one out? Anybody have any ideas? Well, this says 4 what? 25s, right?
25 in them.
Okay, so what are we going to do?
4 boxes.
Right, 4. So I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut my half in half, right? So I'm going to put 25 here, right? And 25 here, 25 here, and 25 here. And it's saying, what's the difference in between 4 25s and 3 25s? Do you notice that these are the same size and the same things, aren't they? So what's the difference? What's the difference? You would say, hey, this one's got how many more 25s? 1. And if we were going to write that out, we could say 4 times 25, right? And we have 3 times 25. What symbol do we put in the middle? We're going to put subtraction. Why? The word difference up here. That's very important. That means subtraction. Okay? And that's how we could show it. And this is how we could do it. And it's going to leave us with how much? 25. Is that correct? Does that make sense? Because 4 25s, if I said, what's 4 quarters? You'd say it's $1, otherwise known as 100, right? And what's 3 quarters?
75 cents.
You'd say 75. And if we subtract 75 from $1, it's going to leave us at 25. Does that make sense? Does everybody see that? Okay. Very good. I'm going to go to the next page. Okay? I'm going to erase this off. If you need to, you could watch it and hit the pause button. And the reason why I'm going to erase that off is just so I can get to this page. Okay, if I have this 12 times 5 plus 25, how would I write that into words? How would I write that into words? How would I write that into words? Well, if I went back on my other page, what does it say? 4 times the sum of 14 and 26. How do we write that? 14 plus 26 times 4, right? Now let's go down to this page. Does this look familiar to you? So how do we write it out? We write out 12. You know what? I'm going to have to use my other little writing thing. Sorry. I hope it's not too confusing for anybody. I'm going to say 12. Wow. It is not cooperating with me today. 12 times the sum of, and when we say the sum, that means we're going to add, right? The sum of,
5 and 25.
right, 5 and 25. So that would be perfect. Nicely done, people. I like it. And if we were going to do this problem, how could we do it? How can we do that problem? Okay, we said 25 plus 5, is that correct? So that would make what? 30. And then we bring down our 12, right? So now I'm going to say 3 times 2 is what? 6. And then 3 times 1 is?
3.
And how many zeros do I have?
1.
There we are, 360, right? Okay? So that's the way you're going to do these problems in this box. Does that make sense? Now we'll go down to our bottom and we'll see how to do this. Okay? Now, we have 24 times 20 plus 5, and we're gonna, ooh, what's that circle in the middle usually mean? What does that circle mean? Just say it out loud.
Greater than, less than, equal to.
Yes, okay, so we're gonna do either greater than, less than, or equal to. And remember how we read those. We read them from left to right, just like we normally read everything, right? Okay. So let's do that problem, and it should be pretty easy. 20 plus 5 is what? 25. And we're going to multiply this by how many times? So we have 24 25s, is that correct? Now let's do this one. How much do we have? 20 plus 5, 25. How many 25s do we have here? We actually have 12 of them. We could rewrite this problem in another way if you'd rather have 12 times 25 so that our 25s are on the right side. Then what are we really comparing? We're really comparing, we have 12 of them. We have 12 25s on this side. We have 24 25s on this side. What do you think it would be? Less than, greater than, or equal to?
Greater than.
Yes, it is greater than. Why? Because 24 is bigger than 12, right? Actually, it's how much bigger?
2 times.
It's 2 times as big. You're right. And that is how you do problems like this. Now let's say you're going, hey, what about this one down here? It freaks me out because it's in words. It's okay. Just write it out. We have 20, how many? 20 what?
27.
We have 20 27s. So what do we could put our 27 down. And then it says minus. What does that mean?
Take away.
It means subtract or take away. And we're going to take away 1 27, right? Now what sign should we put in between 20 and 27? Multiplication sign. So we can put our parentheses like that, and we could do our problem, right? That would work, wouldn't it? Now hold on. What, I see a 27 here, and I see a 27 there, don't you? And we're going to take away 127, aren't we? So we're going to subtract 127. So we could rewrite this problem. How could we rewrite it? 19 times 27, right? Is that correct? So that means we could say, okay, which one's bigger? The 18 or the 19? The 19. So 18 times 27 is less than 19 27ths, right? All right, I hope this helped. I love math.